Welcome to the Culinary Treasure Podcast. I'm Stephen Shomler, your host. Today finds us in the incredible country of Belize. Having an incredible time here at Belize, and something I've wanted to do for years is go to Marie Sharp's. Marie Sharp's is this phenomenal company, a global company that's based here in the country of Belize, and they make probably my favorite hot sauce. I love a lot of good hot sauces, but theirs is absolutely incredible. And I was able to do a podcast with the founder, Marie Sharp, and I met an incredible young man. He's probably not much younger than me, but he's got really, really good mileage on his model. Looks like an incredible young man. Jody Williams, you are the Chief Marketing Officer, Chief Marketing and Sales Officer at Marie Sharp's.
Hi, Stephen. Glad to be here, and thanks so much. Yes, I'm the Chief Marketing and Sales Officer at Marie Sharp.
Yeah, and so I hope they're able to keep you, because anybody hearing this podcast is going to hire you to come do marketing and sales for them. So they better work hard to keep you at Marie Sharp's, because you're pretty phenomenal. I have a good eye for business. So questions ask everyone, all my podcasts. Where were you born?
I was born in Belize City in November 1985.
1985. And where'd you go to high school?
I went to St. John's College.
And that's both the high school and the college?
Yes, that's right.
And what's the mascot there?
It's a wildcat.
The wildcat. Oh, yes, I like that. That's fun. So after you got out of college, you went right to work at the family business, right?
No.
No? Oh, well, tell us, what did you do?
Yes, fresh out of college, I wanted to find work apart from the family company, to gain experience. You see things different when you're working under an employer who's not your family, you could say. And I got a job as an accountant at the Royal Group of Companies in Belize City.
Wait, time out. Wasn't your degree was in marketing?
Yeah.
And you went into accounting?
Yes, I did.
Were you very sick that day, or?
Yes, that's a good question. I'm very good in accounting, but my love and passion is in marketing and sales, because I used to go to food shows with my grandmother as a kid. But I'm very good at numbers. I'm good at accounting, and my teacher actually recommended me to a company called Royal Group, and I got the job. So I didn't want to let her down. I got a lesser pay because I had a degree in marketing, and they were kind of, why are you applying for an accounting job? We'll start with you, but we'll pay you maybe $400 less than the normal. I said, well, I'll take it, because at least I'll be close to my mom and my dad's house. And I did it for a year as an accountant at the Royal Group of Companies.
And then it was a year later. What's the date that you came to work for Marie Sharp Company?
Yes, I came to Marie Sharp's at March 15, 2009.
So we're coming up. This is the end of February, come up on 13-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Well, they better throw you a big party. So skipping back to your childhood, your grandmother is the one and only Marie Sharp.
Yeah.
How incredible. And your parents, Michael, Mike, and Blanca.
Yeah.
So growing up, your grandma made hot sauce. That was just normal in your world.
Yes, it's pretty normal. She used to come to our house in Belize City because, my parents ran the warehouse that side, and sometimes my dad would fill his van with pepper sauce, and me and my little brother, we would sleep on top when we were coming back late, because he would go out district to sell in his van, right? So, you could say we were born in the hot sauce business, and we saw my grandmother, and that kind of motivated me and my brothers to really push hard academically, because, Miss Maria set a bar high, and, we wanted to follow in her footsteps.
Now, where we're sitting, the factory, we're in what, Stann Creek? What?
Yeah.
So kind of near the town of Pomona?
Yeah.
The little village of Pomona. Pomona is very small.
Yeah.
And you grew up here until you were about 8 years old.
Yeah.
So we're kind of out in the, not quite the boondocks. We're kind of, it's more rural out here.
Yes, that's right.
And then when you were 8 years old, where did you guys move to?
Yes, we moved to Belize City, where my dad was promoted to sales manager for the warehouse. He worked at the factory, inside the factory making hot sauce, and Mrs. Sharp, saw that he's the oldest son, and she trusted my dad, and yes, all of us went. So he brought my mom and myself. I was 8, and my other brother was 5.5, and we went to Belize. It was different because Belize City is very noisy. A lot of people here, we sleep at night, and we could actually hear the mosquitoes passing. We could hear the birds in the morning. In Belize City, it's pure vehicles, smoke, and their air is not as fresh as Stann Creek.
It's just noisy all the time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
A big shock for you to go from a rural area to a big city.
Yes, it was a shock, but the good thing about Belize City, the high schools and the junior college is the best in the country. So I'm kind of glad I went to Belize City because I went to St. John's College, which is ranked as number 1 at the time in Belize.
Excellent. Fantastic. And so you went to food shows with your grandma when you were a little boy.
Yeah.
And that gave you, I think, fantastic preparation for marketing.
Yeah.
But is that where you first started eating hot sauce?
Yes, I did. The first time I ate hot sauce, my entire mouth was burning.
You were just a little boy.
Yes, I was like 9 years old at the time. I was hungry. I didn't have any money on me. My mom was out shopping, and my grandmother was busy. And everyone was busy, so I started to get some chips, and I started to eat the green habanero pepper sauce. It burned me, but I couldn't stop eating it. I ate, and then the next day I just became hooked.
Okay. And so you came to work here 2009, coming up on 13 years.
Yeah.
And something about your personal life is pretty fascinating to me. So you have a wife and 2 wonderful boys. They're 10 and 5, right?
Yeah.
Oh, kids, they're so special, those ages. And don't let anybody tell you that teenagers are a pain. In my experience, teenagers are wonderful. Love them, be their friend, and don't let people tell you they're terrible.
And that's right.
And so where did you meet your wife?
Well, that's a good story. I met my wife. She was working part-time with Murray Sharps. There's a big food show in Belize, which is called the Agricultural Food Show. It's once a year in May 1st, which is a holiday in Belize, Labor Day. And she was working there selling hot sauce. And I happened to stumble there after college because I was still not working here when I met her. And I just fell in love when I saw her selling those hot sauce. I told her that she looks as hot as Murray Sharp's pepper sauce. And she got very red. She put on her shades. She didn't want to see her eyes. You know what? I fell in love that first day, and I believe she, as my wife, also fell in love. Right now we're going strong since 2009.
I know all about that love at first sight, I can tell you. I discovered there's something I think very wrong with you that I want to talk to you about, very concerning to me.
Yes.
You ride a bike for 1,000,000 miles. You start out as a triathlete, and now you do Ironman events.
Yes.
Tell us about your first, how did you get into being a triathlete first?
Okay, I was riding, I came from a track and field and a cycling background. One day I was riding my bike in Belize City, and I saw some guys.
Did you do track and field in high school or college?
Yes, I did track and field in high school or college, so I was a very fast 5K runner at the time.
Well, and that was your event, 5K?
5K or 10K.
I ran the mile in high school.
Yeah.
Not very well, but enough to move ahead. I always thought I was going to die after.
Yeah, so I was riding my bike and I saw some guys swimming in the sea, in the Caribbean Sea of Belize City, and I stopped. I was curious. I saw a couple of guys with a pencil and a book, and they were writing down notes, and I asked them, what are these guys doing? They're training for something called a Lineman triathlon. I asked the guy, what's a triathlon? Because I didn't even know. He said it's an event where you swim, ride, and run. And I said, wow, I didn't know that there's a sport like that.
So you're going to swim.
Yeah.
You're going to ride a bike.
Yeah.
And you're going to run.
Yes, the same time.
Yeah, I knew there was something wrong with you. Okay, keep going.
So I said, wow, I want to join. When is the race? And the guy actually laughed at me. He said, you're too little to be a triathlete. I said, what? Well, I'm a cyclist on a top track and field, but he didn't know who I was at the time. He said, I'm too small. Forget about it. Don't do it. So in a way that I said, well, I'll show you. So I signed up for the Lineman. I did my event 2 months after that date with no swimming background, and I got top 3 in the first go at it.
Wow. Your first time ever for a triathlon. And then they didn't like you.
Yeah. That was a standard distance, and I liked it. The next day I could barely walk, so I like the after effects. Since little I love pain. That's why I got into athletics, because I love pushing my body and my mind to a next level, because it really opens our eyes to what the human body could do on the mind. So I loved it.
So for those who don't know, tell me if I have this right. So in a triathlon, it's 20 miles. You ride a bike.
Yes, 20 miles.
And then you run a 10K.
Yeah.
And then you swim 1,500 meters.
Yes, we start by swimming the 1,500 first, then riding the 20 mile, and then running the 10K.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but then for you, that's not enough. You decide you're going to do an Ironman competition. Tell us about that.
Yes. With the first races, there were more speed and less time, so under 2 hours. And I saw the event being promoted in Belize, which is one Ironman event in Guatemala. It's called Grand Jaguar. And this all happens in the jungle of Guatemala. We get to run around Tikal.
Wow, I bet that's beautiful and interesting.
Yeah, so I came from a short distance background and I just signed up without training and I got top 5 in my first try for that.
And how many people roughly can compete in that?
Roughly, it's about 100 people and the event could go up to 10 hours.
Yeah, and because of the jaguars, they lose about 3 or 4 people every year, get attacked and eaten right on the route.
Yes, that's right. We actually see jaguars, and the biggest threat in those races are the monkeys because they follow us on the trees and they throw limbs and rocks at us. I guess they see us as an invaders in their jungle running, right? So they begin throwing rocks and objects at us.
Okay, so now I want to go back. I don't want to miss the most incredible thing you said. This was your first triathlon ever.
Yeah.
And you came in what?
Fourth.
Oh.
Yes.
And so a triathlon, tell me I have this right. You swim for 3,200 meters.
Yeah.
And you ride a bike for what, 112 miles?
112 miles.
112 miles.
Yes, and it was pure hill.
You know, I feel good when I walk too. I feel good about myself. You know, I need to get to 10. But and then you run for 26.2 miles or 42 kilometers.
Yeah.
A full marathon.
Yeah.
A full marathon after swimming and after riding 112 miles.
Yes, that's right. It was hard, but the mind is a powerful tool that we humans have.
And how many Ironman competitions do you do a year roughly, personally?
Full Ironman, I've done 2. Okay. But I also love the half Ironman, which is half the distance. So that's around 4 to 5 hours. I've done like 6 of those. So that's actually my passion right there. That's my distance now, I would believe, because the training doesn't take up much of my time, like a full.
Yep.
But I've done about 6 half Ironmans, 2 full Ironmans, and the shorter distance I've done about 8. And I'm the national champion for Belize for the short distance for triathlon.
You are?
Yeah.
What an honor. That is fantastic. Now, do you ever travel internationally for half Ironmans?
Yes, I went to Mexico, I went to Costa Rica and Guatemala. And hopefully soon I'll be going to Malibu, California to do the Malibu triathlon.
Oh, fantastic. I don't know if I can get to Malibu because America's a big country, but if you're ever in the Northwest, I will come cheer you on or bring you water or whatever support staff you need. Have so much fun with that.
Okay, Stephen, thanks. That would be great.
But the Malibu one, that's a big deal.
Yes, I think movie stars go there to start their triathlon career or just to race for the experience. So yeah, that's my plan for later this year.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. So I'm pretty certain that the discipline and the intensity that it takes to do an Ironman or a triathlon really helps you in business.
Yes, it does. It helps me focus. So in the morning, like this morning, I did a run in the hill. And when I come to work, it makes me feel refreshed. Keeps me younger. And, it's just a lifestyle that I'm used to. So if I don't run, ride, or swim in the morning and I can't sleep at night, I feel guilty.
Now, a little bit tougher part of your story I want to shift to. So your dad's Michael.
Yeah.
Mike or Michael, depending, probably, who's talking to him. So he was at the factory. He got promoted to be the warehouse at Belize City. Yeah. And then he, what your grandma told me, is he was very instrumental in getting Murray Sharps distributed internationally.
Yes, that's right. When we moved to Belize City in the mid-90s, there was not much Murray Sharps in the entire country, but when my dad went there with my mom, they made sure that there's a bottle in every restaurant, there's cases, and the hot sauce is practically nationwide after a year or 2.
Wow, that's incredible. And then just recently, 2019.
Yes, my dad was he was taken away from us due to gun violence in Belize City in 2019, January 27th, and it was a big blow to our family, especially to my grandmother. And I'm the oldest son, and it was very hard because it just happened like this. We didn't expect it. I literally I woke up with the news. I found I found it through social media. I didn't even get that call because my mom said, "Don't call Jody at 1 a.m. because we know Jody. He will drive from Stann Creek to Belize City, and we don't want him to catch in an accident." So the next day, I had my brother-in-law take me because I couldn't drive. it was very tough, but I thank my dad for everything he has done, because I saw him how he sold the pepper. He got up at 9 o'clock at night to open the warehouse to sell someone a box of hot sauce who needed to go to the States the next day to catch an early flight. He used to be that type of person, and he was very considerate and loving as well.
He played a big role in helping this company grow.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, well, I'm so sorry for your loss. I lost my son Zane February 2016, and those kind of losses take a lot to come back from. So, and then your grandfather passed at the same time, pretty much.
Yes, he did. He was sick and was in the hospital, and we were all together at Mini City for that. So that came. It was a double. You could say a double blow. Yeah, a double blow.
Well, I admire your courage, and I've taught a lot of people about grieving, and I can tell you've done good grieving work.
Thank you.
But it's okay to keep grieving. I know I do. It's been 6 years since I lost my son, and I keep grieving. So it's quite interesting to me that now you're kind of doing for the company what your dad did, particularly with international distribution. That must feel pretty fulfilling to you, to carry on his legacy.
Yes. That's something that I never knew. I never had planned to come here, but they told me, Jody, take the job. It's open. When I arrived here, the accountant used to handle all international sales, and I used to wonder why, because a salesperson is different from an accountant.
Oh, amen. Yes. Yeah, for sure.
And I was actually hired to do local sales like my dad, but I saw an opportunity that at the time, our total sales, it was 80% local and 20% international. I wondered why. We have the whole world out there so that everyone could taste our hot sauce. And the accountant was not with us anymore. So my grandparents told me, Jody, do the accounting while we find a new one. And this is when I started to do the international sales. And when we found an accountant, I actually brought that with me with my local sales. And from 2009 to now, I focus on international sales. See, where we used to sell a pallet or two to the States, and we are now selling containers. And I focus on it, and that has been a very good results now.
Yeah, so your grandma started the company twice. I had a podcast with her and told her a really amazing story. But it seems like it's hard to start a company, but you've really helped put it in a rocket ship and grown it phenomenally. It makes sense to me that the best hot sauce in the world should be the best-selling hot sauce in the world. But under your leadership now, how many countries is Marie Sharp sold in?
We're in 36 countries now.
Right out of here, Belize.
Yes. When I started, we were only 12 countries. We were in 36.
So this is just my opinion. These are my words. That's a testament to the incredible hot sauce your grandma makes, and a testament to the incredible business she built, and a testament to your business acumen and leadership and sales. That is a pretty phenomenal.
Thank you.
We got to tour the warehouse, and now you had to add an extra bay.
Yes.
So you can load 2 big semi-trucks at a time.
Yeah.
Now that truck that we saw was being loaded, it's headed to Canada?
Yes, it's going to Ontario, Canada.
And I looked at the labels, and it's French and English because they're going to Canada.
Yeah.
And how many bottles will you put in that truck?
We could put approximately 4,000 cases, so it's like 48,000 bottles.
Yeah. Wow. And then it ships all over the world. And up until recently, Japan was your best international seller.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad. I love Marie Sharp's United States. So now just with the U.S. is your biggest export.
Yes, the U.S. is our biggest export market. Everyone loves hot sauce in the U.S. It's very trendy. Persons do challenges in the U.S. And the good thing about the U.S., it has so much different avenues to sell to. You have the Amazon, you have the national food chains, you have restaurants. Unlike Japan, they only sell to gourmet stores, which is one channel, and that was number one. But in the U.S., we actually, for the first time, we have begun investing into marketing in the U.S.
Now they have big chain stores in Japan, right?
Yes, they do.
Well, I hope they're listening to this podcast and the chain stores realize they need to steal the title back from the U.S. and all the chain stores need to carry Marie Sharps.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I think you should have 14, they call them SKUs, right?
Yes.
They need to have 14 SKUs at all the big chain stores in Japan. I hope they're listening. So
Agreed. And the thing with our sauce in Japan is like $10 a bottle in Japan, while in the States, is, there are some places $3, some 5, some 7, all depends where you are and from where you buy it.
Well, given how good it is, I think people in Japan to pay only $10 for it, they're lucky because it's that good. It's easily worth that. It's easily worth that. And I'm not being nice. It really is phenomenal hot sauce. I still remember the first time I had it. The Love Belizean food cart. I started out writing about food carts in Portland. And Tiffany and Andy Love started a food cart selling Belizean food. And I had no idea what that was, but I went and I tried it. And they gave me Brie Sharp's hot sauce. And it was, wow, this is incredible. It's funny to me that I remember the very first day I ever had it. And not everybody does that. And I had pictures from that day. I emailed you those pictures. And she sends all her best to Marie Sharp's. Tiffany does. She absolutely loves Marie Sharp's hot sauce. I'm going to go back and do a podcast with her. That'll be a lot of fun and release them all back to back. So what are some of the other countries? Well, we don't want to name all 36. That would bore everybody. But tell me some of the other ones.
Yes, like recently we just got into Israel. We're in South Africa. We're also in South Korea. We're in Taiwan. We're in Germany, who also sell to the EU. They're like a hub. Mm-hmm. So we send a container there and they do small shipments to the EU. We also sell to the UK. We do entire Central America from also Mexico to Canada. We sell to India. We sell to China.
India, wow. Now, do you sometimes have to go to the countries internationally?
Yes, I do.
Well, I think it would be good if you had someone that would take lots of photos of you while you're in those countries. And maybe shoot videos. So I'm happy to go. I can carry your luggage and take photos. So next time you go, I'll be glad to go with you.
Okay, great.
Because you should save all your strength for triathlon. So I'll carry your luggage and take photos. So, and you like to stay in good shape. So I can eat your food too, because I'm good at that. I'm good at eating food. So,
that's great. I need a sidekick sometimes out there.
I think we would have a lot of fun. Marie Sharp's has won so many awards. I'm not even going to try and list them. I'll put a link to some of them up on the culinarytreasure.com website. But let's talk about some of the flavors. There's 14 different flavors, basically, varieties. So talk to us about the first one.
Yes, the first one created by Mrs. Sharp was the mild, which we call the original because it's the first one. And that's not as spicy, but it has in more carrots, more onions, more garlic. Very good if you're a first starter of Marie Sharp's. And then person said, guess what? It's not hot enough. We want a hotter, and Mrs. Sharp made the hot, which we call a regular hot. It's a bit up notch more of spice, same great flavor.
But that's the one I can eat. That one doesn't kill me, and I like it. It's good heat and good flavor.
Yes, and it goes up another level because then when folks got used to the hot, they said we want another hot, so we gave them the fire hot, which is my favorite. I call it an everyday sauce. It's spicier than the hot, but very delicious. It's kind of a little bit more saltier as well. And then it goes straight up. We have no wimps allowed and a Belizean heat, which is more X's. We call it X's. It's a heat level. We go straight to the Muir. We have a Red Hornet, which is the hottest one, close to 20,000 Scoville units.
Now, Red Hornet's newer.
Yeah.
That's a new cultivar you have. You've got, was it the Scorpion Moringa Scorpio pepper? Did I get that right?
Yes, Moruga Scorpion, yeah.
Yep, say that again.
Moruga.
Yeah. Scorpion pepper, and then you put some habanero.
Yeah.
And that one is 5 times hotter than your regular habanero?
Yes, it's 5 times hotter. And it doesn't carry much vegetables in it, so it's pure pepper. And that's for the aficionados that like it very hot. But it's selling a lot, so I guess there's a lot of persons that love the new spice level.
And that's the one that when you're running and you put that in your water when you're on your Ironman marathons, right?
Yes.
It's your secret ingredient. And then the one I tried that I didn't know about, I love garlic. You've got a garlic pepper hot sauce.
Yes, the garlic, it's a garlic lover's treat, I could say. It's just like the mild and heat level, but it has that extra touch of natural garlic. So if you love pasta, if you love meats, if you want that garlic taste, that is perfect.
And what's the green?
Yes, we have a green habanero, which is mixed with the prickly pear, which we call nopal. That's very good on snacks, especially on nachos. And that's the number one seller, I could say, in Japan at the moment.
And is that the one that's good with seafood as well?
Yes, that's good with seafood. And we also have fruit sauces. We have orange, we have grapefruit, we have mango, we have pineapple, and those are excellent on seafood and pasta.
And those are all hot sauces. So it's got pineapple or mango or orange. And what's the fourth one?
Pineapple, orange, mango, grapefruit.
Grapefruit, I think, is the one we have in the fridge back where we're staying here in Belize. So that's like habanero hot sauce with grapefruit added, or the habanero hot sauce with orange added.
Yes.
Oh, I want the orange one. I bet that's amazing.
Yes, and that's what's been the secret of Mrs. Sharp. She has made a fruit-based, vegetable-based hot sauce using the same habanero, using different colors, and combining these to make the perfect fusion of taste and a hot sauce that you could actually taste without getting too burned or sour from vinegar.
And it's not a water-based or vinegar-based hot sauce.
No,
it's an actual vegetable-based.
Yeah. And no added powders or anything. Everything is all natural in the bottle.
Yeah, we just you kindly gave us a tour of your factory, and it was impressive. It was so clean, really, really clean, and it made me so hungry. It smelled so incredibly good in there.
Yeah.
And then tell me, there's something special about a lot of your employees working in the factory making the hot sauce.
Yes, and today was a special day for you guys to come here because they're actually cooking, we're loading, and we're packaging at the same time. But at the factory, we have 80 employees, and 90% are women. Most are single women that need a job, and they have been working here for some of them over 5 years, some of them over 10 years, and they have gotten so good at the job that they actually could do their job very quick and very efficient. And we are glad for them because we provide a job, and we also provide transportation for them and their family during the weekends for them to go do their shopping and then bring them back home.
Wow, so you really help out those women.
Yes, we do. And we also work with a lot of local farmers. So farmers doing papayas, doing bananas, doing fruits, doing peppers. Because there was a time, Stephen, that we used to grow most of the habanero on our farm.
So the farm is Melinda Farms.
Yeah.
Melinda Estate.
Yeah.
Melinda Estates. And there's 400 acres here.
Yeah.
And you grow all kinds of beautiful things here.
Yeah, super.
But you use more than you can grow here. So you have, 80 other farmers roughly you work with?
Yes, so we have 80 farmers because we added some new ones. And they are south of the country. And they actually, last year, they bought 1 million pounds of habaneros for us.
Wow.
So we feel glad because we also provide jobs for them. And most of them, they used to do peppers and carrots and other vegetables. But most of them saw that the pepper has been a good business and they are only focusing on habaneros. So it's actually an industry now in Belize.
Wow, that's incredible. And part of the reason for all the fruits is that I was, got here Tuesday night and it was late. Went to a little market in, I butcher the word. I need to get better at Placencia. Goodness, I don't know why. My brain just doesn't work. I stopped at a little market and it was not a normal supermarket. It was like a little roadside market. And there was just a few things here or there, powdered sugar, no regular sugar.
Yeah.
But I got to the Marie Sharp's hot sauce line and it went on forever. And I was so happy. And then I turned around and on the shelf up to my back was a whole bunch of Marie Sharp's jams and jellies. And I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, so that's Mrs. Sharp. She loves cooking and she loves making new stuff. And she said, why not? We have so much fruits. We have the farm, we have trees where fruits are just falling off the tree and going to waste. Why don't we do a jam? And this was her idea. She began making fruit jams made of all natural fruit, sugarcane sugar. And, we do from all tropical fruits. So we have a mixed fruit, we have a coconut, we have a banana, we have a guava, we have papaya, we have orange jelly, we have orange marmalade, we have habanero pepper jellies, which is a fusion of pepper and jam and sugar. So it's not that spicy. And we have a green mango chutney, which is like an East Indian type of product.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I love banana stuff. I love coconut stuff. And banana jam kind of raised my eyebrows because, you mash up bananas at home and they turn brown and they're not good for very long.
Yeah.
You got to eat them right now. So I was not sure about the banana jam, but I tasted it just now as we at the end of the tour.
Yeah.
That stuff's fantastic. I don't know. I don't want to know the magic how you do it, but that was really, really good. If someone loves banana, it is fantastic.
It is, yeah. In Belize, we have a surplus of bananas that don't get exported. So many of the guys, they are happy to bring it here so that we could process into a product. Yeah,
so you're really making a big difference in the national economy.
Yes, we are, and we are glad for it. In Belize, many Belizeans look up to Miss Marie and Marie Sharp's company because we're like a role model especially for entrepreneurs who are coming up. And, I also go to colleges and to universities locally and schools to give presentations of business and entrepreneurship, also via Zoom since the pandemic broke out. So we try to give back as much as we can also with giving back with education, doing presentations, Mrs. Sharp and myself, and to also bring students here for them to learn about farming and to work in the factory to gain experience.
You seem very fulfilled.
Yes, I am. It's been 13 years here, but I can't wait for the next 10.
If they can keep you.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised when somebody hears this podcast. I think, I hate to say this because I don't want to hurt Marie Sharp's company, but I got to say it. All of your background, all of your training, I just think that it's prepared you for your next job. You know, that's got 3 initials in my head. Someone should hire you as the CEO because you've got the accounting perspective, you've got the business perspective, you've got the marketing perspective. I think you could really lead a company. So if Marie Sharp's can keep you, they should, but someone may snatch you up. That would not shock me.
Thank you, Stephen. I'll be. Let's see if the offers come in, and I'll think about it.
Okay, all right. Now, have you ever heard of? Probably you have. You've heard of wine dinners?
Wine dinner?
Yeah, where you each course you get a different glass of wine.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and so Kaloa rum is one of my favorite rums. It's in Kauai. No offense to Belizean rum, but it's in Kauai. And one time I told the owner there that we should. I was able to do a podcast with him. I said we should do a rum dinner, and he goes, "What's a rum dinner?" I said, "Well, it's like a wine dinner, but we'll get a rum drink at every." He says, "We can't have 8 rum drinks. We'll pass out." I said, "Well, we'll get something." So just before the pandemic broke out, he came to Portland, Oregon, and we did a rum dinner. And it was some of the newest rum, and so some of the dishes had the rum in it. We got either little shots or just a cocktail. We didn't get 8 straight cocktails, but every course had a little bit of rum feature. So should you still be around the next time I come, I would love to do some filming for the Culinary Treasure Network, film some of the farm, film some of the factory, and then I think we should find a chef and we should do a hot sauce dinner. And every course have something with hot sauces, and I bet we could find a bartender that make a couple good drinks with your hot sauces.
Yeah.
The regular and then a mild one for me. Yeah. I think that would be phenomenal. I bet we could find some chefs and bartenders that would do that.
That would be phenomenal indeed, and a great idea.
Well, I'm not kidding. When I talked to my friends at Clorum, he's like, "We're not going to do that. We did do that, and so we'll come back and we'll do a I don't know, maybe we'll do it down on the peninsula. I don't know, at a resort there or something. That would be phenomenal, a lot of fun. But I don't know. I always think of fun ideas, fun things to do next. So if you're not around, maybe I'll invite you to the dinner anyways. If you haven't been snatched by some international company to run a big company in Europe or something. Jody, it's been a delight to have you on the podcast. It's pretty incredible the gifts that you've brought to the company. I love the company. It was such an honor to meet your grandma. She's just tenacious and business and the things she's battled back from. Great model for you because you've had to battle back. It's not easy to lose a parent like that, to have your dad gunned down in the street. That's a brutal loss, and I really applaud your courage and your tenacity. It's been a joy to have you on the podcast. I wish you all the best to your wife and your 2 beautiful boys. Again, just keep doing all the amazing things you're doing.
Thank you, Stephen. It's a pleasure meeting you, and I'm glad to be here, and thank you so much.
You got it. Cheers.